file, a national phase application file, and ultimately a patent granted. It's surprising how often tech transfer officers really only commence their commercialisation efforts when they file a national phase application, right at the tail end of the spectrum, and they passively sit back and wait for a buyer to come along. What's wrong with that? Well, there's a few things wrong with that. By filing in your own country, when the tech transfer office files only in its own country, it's not going to maximise the economic opportunities. It's usually only going to get royalties or any sort of economic benefit in relation to commercialisation in its own country. Licensees do not pay royalties for sales that they make in countries where there's no patents. As a rule, of course there's exceptions to that, but if you file in only one country or a few countries, you're only going to get any royalties for economic benefits, and that's very few countries. Licensee will only pay royalties where there's patents. The value proposition to a licensee is significantly reduced by this approach. Licensee is given only the opportunity of going forward with whatever has been patented in the specific country where the patenting is taking place. The licensee might have preferred to patent in many more countries. The licensee, in fact, would have preferred to have had input into the decision as to which countries to patent in. And so you're only offering a licensee not the opportunity to commercialise globally or commercialise in a large number of countries. You're only offering them the opportunity to commercialise in a single country or a few number of countries. You're reducing the attractiveness of the project to a licensee or a commercial partner. And they're going to be deterred from taking a project like that on. They much prefer a project where the economic benefits are much larger because the patent and the protection takes place in many more countries. So the result is that commercialisation prospects are reduced. If the commercialisation prospects are reduced, it also means that commercialisation success is much more unlikely. And then, of course, the third reason is just simply looking at the economic benefits to the country. If on one scenario, if the licensee is an Indian company, as opposed to, an Indian company in both scenarios, but in scenario one, there's only a patent in India. Scenario two, there's a patent being sought in every country that it is commercially prudent to seek the patents in. Scenario one, when there's only a patent in India, market's India. Scenario two, the market is all the countries where there's a patent. Scenario one, there's only the Indian market. Scenario two, there's a world market. The number of employees, just speaking hypothetically, the number of employees of this Indian licensee commercialising this technology only in India might be 20 people. But if they had the opportunity to go global and commercialise globally, they might have 500 people. Of course, I'm plugging a number out of here, but you can see the point that I'm making. Export income, 0. Scenario 1, because there's only a patent. The export income in scenario 2 can be significant. It didn't used to be squares there, it used to be the rupee symbols. So 10 used to do the rupee symbol. So let's look at what this practice really is. Same timeline that we looked at before. First, becoming aware of a project, disclosure, a CROV, a PCT, national phase, patent grant. The time between a CROV and a PCT is 12 months. You must file your PCT within 12 months of filing a CROV. And then there's a further 18 months between the filing of the PCT and national phase. And you have to take away 6 months. The reason you take away 6 months from that is because if you haven't got a licensee or a commercial partner 6 months before national phase, you're just wasting time to put any more effort into that project. Time to kill the project, use your resources to push forward other projects that are coming through the pipeline. So that means there's 24 months between the filing of a CROV and the killing of a project where there's no licensee. That's one way of looking at the commercialisation window. Another way of looking at the commercialisation window is actually the commercialisation efforts potentially start when the TTO first becomes aware of the project. So the commercialisation window is a minimum of 2 years, and 2 years and a bit, maybe 2 years and a long rather than starting commercialisation efforts when you file the national patent application, you're actually ceasing commercialisation efforts 6 months before filing a national application. In fact, you never get to file a national application because the project is one that hasn't succeeded, it doesn't have a commercial partner by this stage. Why is this the optimal commercialisation window? It's so because it means that you're offering to a licensee the most attractive package of IP. You're offering to a licensee a package of IP where they can nominate and choose the countries to which to proceed with national phase. So that represents the maximum value to a potential licensee. It also therefore represents the maximum value to the licensor, the university licensor, or research organisation licensor. It also means that expensive national phase expenses are just simply not incurred by the TTL, by the university. So to maximise this commercialisation window, you need to file props and you need to file PCTs. While the commercialisation window is open, instead of having a shopkeeper approach to commercialisation where you sit back and say, here is my shop with shelves and patents behind me, which patent would you like when a buyer walks in through the door? Rather than a shopkeeper approach to tech transfer, you take a much more entrepreneurial, proactive approach to tech transfer, which means that you start that commercialisation window opportunity as early as you can, and you try very hard to find a commercial partner within that period that the commercialisation window is open. Identifying licensees, seeking them out, marketing to them, marketing the opportunity to them, and seeking to engage with them and to partner with them. Patent expenses should not be the driver. I'm not quite sure how much patent expenses are in here. This is the best guess approach, but PROV might be $3,000 US to $5,000 US. I'm sure that you know better than I. A PCT perhaps $5,000 or $10,000. The total of that, $8,000 to $15,000. And when you're saving money to only file a national patent application, in fact, you'll be saving a lot of money by filing only a patent application in India. However, if you try to save money by only filing in India, the commercialisation window is really very, very narrow, and the commercialisation opportunity is not being maximised. Commercialisation prospects are diminished severely, and commercialisation opportunity for going global is not there at all. The driver should not be to try and save money on patent expenses. The driver should be to make a conscious decision: how much money do I need to invest in patenting to maximise the commercialisation opportunity? If the nature of the technology is such that it can really only crudely be commercialised in one country, in India, then that's fine. I can apply in India. But that's rarely going to be the case. That would hardly ever be the case, because the technology does not have national boundaries. If there is a good technology, a commercialisable technology that emerges from Indian research, it's good not just in India, it's good around the whole world. So, if a project is deserving of commercialisation effort, it needs protection beyond India, it needs protection globally. It requires the processes we've described, a PROV and a PCT application, so as to maximise